Hey YouTube, long time no see. Well, if you're wondering where the heck I've been for a year, been a little busy. Got me one of these, 2020 model. Goes by the name of Miles. He's hanging out. He's helping me today. So yeah, he was born in April. Been keeping me busy. I'm sure this is OSHA approved, huh? Don't worry, I got the shop vac keeping the sensor so it won't shut on him. He's good. He said he's fine. Anyway, yeah, he's great. So, the Trooper's been running like garbage for about 5 months. Maybe longer, I don't know. What it's got is a weird high idle / it'll stall all the time / sometimes there's just very little power, less than 2,500 RPM. And I've replaced the MAF sensor. I actually got a code for the MAF when I first did the supercharger. That's when this was replaced. But like I got the MAF code again. I cleaned it, and I happened to have it at my mechanic because he was replacing a power steering pump that I had done. It was a warranty, so I was getting it replaced for free. And on the way there, the Trooper started to stall out and die and putter out real bad, and I was like, perfect. So they had it. He smoke tested it. I had 2 vacuum leaks. One was a very bad vacuum leak from my throttle body. He said it was like coming out where the butterfly valve does its pivot. I don't know exactly where, he didn't say, but he said I needed a new throttle body. And then the other vacuum leak, he said, was a small leak up under the supercharger that you can't get to without really taking it off. But like once it is off, just some JB weld along the seam. It was just it's either a seam under this or it was actually a crack. But you know, this thing makes a little boost, like 5 pounds, that he said just JB weld it. Should be perfect. I just won't be having this off anytime soon for that, but I went down to the U Pull and Pay and grabbed this off of a Rodeo, and I'm gonna shoot this up with the carb cleaner, sensors off that, and hopefully I can put that on and it'll fix it. Yeah, because this thing just runs like an oddball, just so weird, and I'm been really annoying. Like I went one little short off-roading trip, and it's terrible. It would like only idle if the air conditioning was on, like, because it was, I think it's just running with a bad vacuum leak. Anyway, so yeah, I put a catch can on it. That's one thing I did. I'm gonna get this off, get this cleaned up, and we'll fire on it and see if it runs better. That'll be cool. So, what do you think, Junior? Yeah, he's a good kid. He's my best man. Oh yeah. So yeah, this video ain't nothing special. Just an update. Just to check in, see how the YouTube fam is doing here. So yeah, stuff's going well here for me. Got myself my boy now, and he is just a fantastic little guy. He was born April 24th. And yeah, he was gave us a little scare when he was born. Had to go to the ICU because he wasn't breathing and all that. You know how it goes, but he's not a crybaby. He's a good sleeper, and he loves hanging out with me. So that's pretty fun. So, oh man, but yeah, it's been a heck of a year despite the virus. I actually lost my dad in February, so. You lose one and you gain one. So my dad's gone. Cancer, complications. He'd been fighting for a long time and sadly didn't make it to see Miles. That was pretty rough. But, you know, took care of him, had a baby. My fiance Caroline and I got married in September in Florida, right in between 2 hurricanes. So that was fun. I'm recording with my hand while I do this, so not ideal. But got married, had a kid. Lost my father in a worldwide pandemic. And yeah, so it's been just a wild year. I don't think I could get to that with one hand, but yeah, that's what I've been up to. Last year, 2019, I tried to put out a video a month. I didn't quite get it. I got like 10 videos and it was great. The channel had great growth. I got over 2,000 subscribers during that year, and it's fantastic. You know, 2020 had a lot for everybody, and I didn't keep up with the videos. But I appreciate everybody who subscribed since then and continues to watch. Got more projects in the works. This thing, hopefully get this running right. I could get some more off-roading videos in that I want to do. Cutlass here needs a few things. Power steering leaks pretty bad. And my Turbo 350 needs a new tail housing. Got a replacement for that off of a spare down there. This car's doing great. Power steering starting to leak in the same way this one has always leaked, so that's more work. But yeah, the Trooper's great. It's kind of maintaining the fleet, so I call it. You know, right before he was born, when all the Pet Boys were going out of business, I grabbed a ton of these KC lights for like half off. So I got my lightage, and they work good. They draw a lot of power because they're just the old school lights, but I made myself my hillbilly fuse box here. Need to harness that down better, but yeah, it's all switched and relayed, and these work good. Really, I've only gone on one good wheeling trip this whole year, and it was okay. It was good. Got to use the lights. That was fun. You know, girls falling off as usual. These clips suck. Let's get wrenching. See if this works. Anyone else think it's weird that there's a coolant line through the throttle body? Let's see if it's any more in there. Yeah, look at that. Where's that coming from? I don't know. Must be... Is this not a coolant hose? What if this hose isn't meant for... No, it says heater hose. What in tarnation is that? Oh well. All that matters is it goes fast when it's done. Alright. Here we go. You doing good? Well, got this as cleaned up as it's gonna get for a piece of junk. Where are you at? Where you at? Where you at? There he is. There he is. See here, son? That's your throttle body. You got your throttle position sensor and your idle air control valve. See? Someday you'll be fixing it on here. Uh-oh. Someone's getting bored. Alright. Let's get this sucker on real quick. You good? He's fine. He's fine. What are you doing in there? Alrighty. Well, can you get the clutch? You start it for me? He's too small. Okay. Well, let's make sure that's up high. Don't let that out. We're in the driveway here. Okay. Here we are, ready to give it a shot. I have him started, but he can't really reach anything yet. Okay. Well, I don't have the car seat in here, so I can't really take it for a test drive yet. So, this ain't really doing much for me, but I'll find out when I go for a drive if this is actually better. It's here. It's on. Oh, alright, it's some hours later. Baby boy is taking a good nap. We're gonna take a proper ride around the block and see if this made a difference at all. So let's restart it. I'll know pretty quick if it's idling better or running better. So we'll see. kind of should have smoke tested this myself. Idle seems pretty traditional. So yeah, just to kind of clarify, I guess, how it ran, like, it would idle high, it would act really weird, less than like 3,000, 2,500 RPM, like when it's running off the computer, like sensor information, like closed loop. Is that what that's called? I don't know. Sometimes have no power, it would idle weird. It seemed to happen a lot of like seasonal changes, like in the spring and fall, and it's done it probably for years, and traditionally, or like, you know, it just got worse, where like instead of running bad for like a day, it would run bad for a week or a month, and then this time in the summer, it just started running so weird. So maybe it was just a vacuum leak that came and went, I don't know. But let's hook up the magnet mount and let's cruise and see what's happening. Oh, baby. One thing I noticed is like the idle air control valve and like the 4 bolts that hold the throttle body on, like everything just was loose. It was just not very tight. But I don't know, like almost finger tight, which obviously something would vacuum leak then, but those guys who smoke tested it said it was coming out from like the shaft of like the butterfly valve. I need gas. Let's go to a gas station. Oh, it's running good. Like normally, like under like very light throttle at very low RPM is when it would just feel different. Like it would be struggling. It would fuel wasn't right, something like that. But I could tell it's running good right now. So, and what's funny is it did this every once in a while. But like especially since I got the supercharger on, like I don't know, did the mechanic like working on it like drop it on the ground or something? Like I don't know, but it ran like junk like when I got it back from them, and I just like assumed like, oh, it's doing that funny idle, I gotta fix that, and then it kind of like went away. So it was just very intermittent. I can never say that word. Where it, let's let this happy family cause. Yeah, the problem just came and went after about like the first month of the supercharger, when I was still getting it tuned in and fixing the air routing and stuff. Like in that time it got better, and I just kind of ran it, and that's kind of when life got crazy. My dad's sickness got worse, and I just needed a vehicle really, and like luckily it was fine. But now, and then like it, you know, this summer, luckily it was during Corona, like it just fell flat on its face, and I never figured it out. But it's running good. I'd like to get the temperature up to all the way, but oh yeah, we're fixed, everybody. It's fixed. The goofy idle is gone. This is nice. Yeah, I'm in 5th gear, going 40, and I'm like at like 10% throttle, and it's just chugging. It's just tooting along. It'd be all like barking and whooping and bopping before. This is great. All right, let's yeah. Okay. Let's give it some beans. Obviously, that's not anything different. Under a lot of boost, I think the computer just gave it all the fuel it wanted, and then it was fine. It was just like under very light throttle when the system, I think, was running off of all the sensor information, is when it was bad. And I think that it was just a lot of unmetered air coming past the MAF, and it was throwing everything off. But yeah, we're fixed. This is fantastic. Alright, yeah, I love that. Cool. Well, that was my short little dumb video of fixing something on my Trooper, and kind of a channel update. So thank y'all for watching, and
stay tuned, and I hope to make something a little more interesting in the future. Stay safe, everybody. Happy 2020.